Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
This is Venice 79, and we have the pleasure to be with Olivia Wilde to discuss about Don't Worry Darling, presented today out of competition. Thanks a lot for joining us. Thanks.
Thank you for having me.
Mrs. Wilde, what drew you to this subject? What fascinated you most about this script?
I am so interested in the idea of exploring what it really takes to be a revolutionary and who is really brave enough to question a system that serves us. I think that's something that's very important in today's society. I'm also very plainly just a fan of 1950s and 1960s iconography. I love the cars, I love the architecture, I love the movies, I love the music, and I really wanted to make a big, entertaining theatrical film that took advantage of all that beautiful iconography, as well as telling a story that I think is really worth telling. So I'm interested in films right now that are original and compelling and take advantage of film as a medium. I think now it is such an honor to be distributed theatrically. To be a director with a film in a theater now is such a rare luxury. And I wanted to make a film worthy of the theatrical experience.
Absolutely, and you did it great. Absolutely.
Grazie.
The script creates a perfect world where everyone can have a perfect life and put it back in the American 50s.
Yes.
Why we need go back to 50s to have an appearance of a perfect world?
Well, you know, when we were writing the script, it was at a time when there was a lot of, I thought, misplaced nostalgia for a better time in America. It was during, you know, we were hearing very often, make America great again. And I questioned, what does this mean again? They mean a time when women had very few rights, when anyone except white men had very few rights. And I think it's really interesting, this tension between iconography that is at once very seductive from an era that is itself very problematic. So the tension between something that you know is flawed, but you're still very drawn to, I think that's something we encounter often as human beings. And it's how we decide to sort of contend with that tension that forms how we move through the world.
I said before, I really enjoyed the movie.
I'm so happy.
Really. But watching the movie, I felt uncomfortable all the time. You don't make me feel safe.
Yes.
And I like this a lot.
Yes.
How did you work with the actors to achieve this level of subtle tension?
I think tension is a tone that's created with the actors and with the entire crew, but specifically the cinematographer and the production designer. We really wanted to film the movie in a way that shifted as the perspective of Alice, our lead, shifted. So as her mind starts kind of spinning slowly more out of control, the film itself starts to be shot in a different way to make the audience themselves feel like they're losing touch with reality. And we used magical realism in certain parts. We used, you know, all of the tools that narrative filmmaking offers in order to play in the world of subtext. I think what's really interesting about making films is that we can explore human emotion like anxiety and illustrate that. You know, I loved having conversations with my DP, Matthew Libatique, about what does anxiety look like? What is it? What can we create? What can we paint with all of these tools that will illustrate her emotions? And then when you have an extraordinary cast led by someone as talented as Florence, then you really can tread that line between pleasure and pain very delicately.
Absolutely. So this is your second feature film as a director, but all we know, of course, you are an actor and you also play a role here. What was it like directing from within the scene?
It was an honor to be able to act with this cast. So I really loved the opportunity to be in a scene with Florence or Chris or Harry or Gemma or Nick, this entire ensemble, to be in the scene with them and benefit from their incredible generosity as actors. And then also be able to run to the other side of the camera and be able to appreciate their work from the other side. So I felt that in this situation, I got to appreciate my cast in two different ways that allowed me to have a really comprehensive understanding of everything they were giving me. So that when it got to the point of editing the film, I knew their performances potentially on a more intimate level, because I would say, no, I remember a moment in a scene, I was in that scene, and I remember someone did something and I felt a certain way, so let's try to find that shot. So interestingly enough, being an actor almost made me able to capture the performances as a director in a more efficient way.
Okay, thanks. We are done. It was really nice and interesting talking to you.
Likewise.
You did it great. A great movie, really.
Thank you. Grazie
and
mille.
I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.